actually, like most people, got fired or furloughed from my job. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to use this pandemic time to follow my dream.
Yeah.
So I took the time off to focus on what I wanted to do, and I redid my entire website. I contacted hundreds of people in Africa and tried to find partners and companies I could work with to launch this so that then I can offer photographic tours to people. And I'm
Wow.
excited to get it started.
Wow, absolutely amazing. Um, the pandemic has really changed our life. And I think last week, especially, we were chatting to Dexter and we were talking about what traveling would be like, in the pandemic. And also post-pandemic, I think it's really important that because the world is constantly changing, but for us, it's going to be a complete different one.
Yeah.
But that's really amazing. I have so much to ask you, but I think you obviously said you started your passion. The word passion really jumped off for me. But just tell us about the industry. Like, what do you like? Why did you start? What's the passion about? How did it start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was studying at Boston University, film and television, and I found that I didn't know exactly where I fit in. So I had to take a semester off, and I knew I loved animals. And I was like, well, I love working with cameras, see if I can combine that somehow. So I took a semester off. I found an internship with Alert, which is African Lion and Environmental Trust. So I stayed with them for a few months in Zimbabwe. I was their head photographer. I went out on research projects, and I just found that was my passion, being in Africa, photographing wildlife, helping conservation as well. So from then on, it just snowballed into me constantly trying to get back to Africa and doing more wildlife photography.
Wow. That's really amazing. Sure. I love the story. And I think also, when you can see that it's a pure passion that you have for Africa and wildlife and animals, your experience. And I'm sure, when you do take photos, it's more than just a photo for anyone, but when you have the passion that something just like magic happening behind the camera.
Yeah.
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 The next question that I have was, I think you mentioned this in the beginning, how you started. So I'm just going to go down to the third question. And I think it's very important for travelers. What are some of the best shots you've ever taken through your experience? And what is it like to be on a photographic tour? Just basically just share that with us.
Yeah. I have a lot of favorite shots of mine. Usually it's whatever the most recent is. Usually the longer it's from the last time I took it, it's like, if it gets a lot further away, it's like, it's not my favorite, but the most recent photo is usually my most favorite.
Yes.
So I was in Tanzania last, and so seeing the migration, those photographs of the thousands and hundreds of the wildebeest just migrating was beautiful, going through the smoke, and those can all be found on my website at blakewsmith.com. And then I think I loved also, it's usually tough sometimes getting a good shot of a vulture feeding. And I found finally a good shot. I got one of, you could see the blood going down one of the beaks of the vulture.
Wow.
I was in it. So I don't know, it's just getting those moments where you finally can capture something beautiful. It's like, oh, wow, great, I got something.
Yeah.
That's always exciting.
Experiences, like
What's that?
The authentic, the wildlife. You don't normally really see those.
The great thing about like a safari too is you don't know what you're going to see. So every day is different. And that's why I love it so much is you can turn left on a corner and then boom, a lion's there. And you get an hour with a lion, or you don't know if maybe you won't see a lion that day, but you see a cheetah or something. You just see something different every day, which makes safaris so exciting because every day is different.
Yes.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Now I wanted to say, and it's so great to have a photographer on board because some of the most like magical things, it's like you can't take it on a normal phone, or you can't take it on a normal camera. So to get that perfect shots, like it's definitely a benefit to have. Yeah
Yeah, and I think that's one reason why a lot of people should do photographic tours is if you're spending so much money to go all the way to Africa, let's say you're
Yeah.
coming from the US, you don't want to go home with just iPhone camera photos and
Yeah.
not be able to like enjoy that the rest of your life, cherish it. You want to be able to capture something that you want to print, maybe your own photo, then you can print it, put it on your wall, you can keep that, show it to others. You want to be able to leave with something and you don't want to come all the way here and just have photos from your iPhone. That's why I think a lot of people should do photographic tours.
Yes, absolutely. That is actually one of the questions. I think our questions are so integrated. But just to add on there, I think, every country is different. And this could probably be found on your website. But what are the top countries that you do, and what are the best seasons to book? The ideal season, I know now with COVID, things are still strict, but it's lightening up in terms of, opening up. When should people, try and make their plans around and kind of book your services?
Yeah, so I mean, for one, any country that has national parks in Africa, I would go to. I'm open to everyone has something different to offer, so I'm not going to pick one different one. Again, I was just in Tanzania, so that was beautiful, but Zimbabwe is probably one of my favorite countries in the world. Botswana is gorgeous. Everything, it's beautiful, all of them. So I can't pick one. And season-wise, I think there's also not too bad of there's never a terrible season except for the rainy season's tough. I'll just say the rainy season's tough to get around in the mud, but dry season and what I like to call green season, which is right after the rainy season, is also beautiful because you get the luscious green color. It's very vibrant. It frames the wildlife beautifully when you take photos. So if someone can only come during right after rainy season, then come. I don't think people should only come during dry season. A lot of people think, oh, you have to come during dry season, because obviously it is great. It's clear. You can see animals better in dry season. But coming right after rainy season is still beautiful. I've gotten some of my favorite shots during when everything's just luscious and green. So I think a lot of people have a lot of options.
Yeah. I think that's so beautiful, because I think we tend to, just think of the dry seasons, but that's definitely, opening my mind to something new. Just picturing, the green.
Yeah, a lot of people immediately say, oh, got to go during dry season, which is great. I totally get that, because you can see the animals a lot easier. But during that, right after rainy season, when everything's green, you get some really beautiful shots that no one else is going to have, because everyone always comes during dry season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I think that was basically, because our questions were so, intertwined and integrated to each other. I think it's really what you expressed in terms of your passion and your love for photography really comes through. Like, I can really see it. And I'm also captured by the picture behind you. Like, it's some form of art.
That is a drawing. I bought that in Zimbabwe. I like to collect art when I'm in Africa. So that is a hand pencil drawing from someone that I found. Yeah.
Wow. Is it a zebra or something else?
It's I believe it's a female lion, or the female lion.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. And I think also, with photographers, or having a picture, there's so much you can do with it. These days, canvases that you can place in your home, and alternative photo books that you can create. Do you have any benefits that you offer your clients? Something that they can take away?
So what I do is, I'll just give a rundown of the whole, if someone was to book a tour with me. We'll start off by first, like a few months prior, I'm going to go over gear. We'll do a Zoom meeting, and I'll make sure they have everything that they need for the trip.
Yes.
And I like to make sure I can tailor each trip for each person. So I'm going to ask them what they're looking to get out of the trip. And I'm also going to ask them what kind of animals they want to photograph. That way, if we can see a zebra ahead, we're going to explore it and get those zebras so they can get those shots for them.
Yes.
Then a month or two before the trip, I'm going to do another Zoom meeting with everybody together. And we're going to do a first photo lesson. That way they can learn a little bit more about wildlife photography before they even come. And that way, the minute they land, if they're there for 3 days, a week, they're ready to go. They're ready to start shooting immediately. Then the one thing I offer that most people won't is after they photograph, they have the option between either doing a one-on-one editing session with me, and I can teach them how to edit their photos, or
Oh,
I'll edit 5 of their photos for them. That way they can go home, they have 5 edited photos by me, or they can learn how to edit from me so they can edit their photos and have them ready to go by the time they're home.
wow. That's really like a value for money. I
Yeah,
know editing is pretty insane. Um,
editing's a big part of it. Yeah.
yes, and you want to, enhance the picture so that it really portrays, you know, the exact um, image, but enhances the quality as well. So I love it, and I also love the fact that you are, tailor-made, making it, suit the client's needs, because I think that's what everyone kind of wants as well. To not just follow a normal routine, but to know that they want to experience
Yeah.
what's on their heart. Yeah.
Because a lot of people might only be able to come to Africa one time. So I want to make sure that one
Yes.
time is perfect for them. I know a lot of people don't have the opportunities I have. So I
Mm.
want, if you're going to come for 1 week, I want that to be a perfect week for you. I want people to enjoy it, be able to see what they want to see, learn what they want with photography, and then be able to take that photography lesson and go on other trips and get great photos on their next trips. It's not
Absolutely.
just about that 1 week, it's about all their next trips. They should be able to have great photographs that they can learn and
Yes.
learn how to do.
Yeah. A lifetime of skills and a lifetime of memories.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you so much for the insight. It's absolutely amazing to hear from yourself as a photographer what you're doing. And we are excited. We can't wait to get some clients to come on board and, make lifetime memories. And, like you said, I love the fact that you said it's their first time. If someone's coming to Africa the first time, something that they can not only have for this week, but a skill and, that they can take with and use on different tours as well. So I'm absolutely excited and I
Me
can't
too.
wait. I know the rest of the team, we are all excited as well. So thank you to everyone who's listened and who's, if you have any inquiries, would you just let us know where they could maybe follow you on social media and also your website just again. And then, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. And my website is blakewsmith.com, and my Instagram is also Blake W. Smith. They can get in contact with me there, or then they can get in contact with you guys from African Sunset, and we can figure out a trip for somebody.
Yes, amazing.